to an animal that I have truly been waiting years to talk about. Many moons ago in Weebdom, an interesting little anime popped up. Blessed with a comically long name, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That's an actually good question once you stop to think about it. Thankfully for potential fans and the sake of this essay, the title in the form of a question was given a shorter term to go by. This being DanMachi. While this is a mishmash of words, to summarize the crux of the statement, is the idea wrong and the location. This little nugget of an introduction leaves us with so much to be teased out from this show, even though the title may leave the audience with an understanding that this is a man collecting women in a dungeon. To be completely honest, that does not capture everything. For starters, Bel Crenel isn't really developing a harem. While he starts his journey off aligned with the goddess with the mostest Hestia, he brings both men and women onto the team. While there are one or two that may have started to develop feelings for the hero, this does not follow into the norms and tropes seen in other harem shows. What this does develop is the fertile soil to grow from. This isn't just any tale that is set to spring forth. This is one of valor and heroism, one of plight and triumph, while of course sprinkled with a touch of culture from time to time. My friends, DanMachi above all else is the adventure series that many of us have been waiting for. And now that it has concluded the first part of its 4th season, it is all the more reason to embark on this tale. Because the prelude to the legacy of Bale has completed its arc, and this mad lad has taken the first steps into carving out a niche as potentially one of the best anime characters in the game. This is a huge claim to make, and while the pitchforks are being sharpened by the fans of Bleach, Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist, and Hunter x Hunter, I'll take this essay to lay out exactly what I mean by my claim, and the depictions apparent in each season of the show. When I mention adventure series, I speak of a tale in which multiple individuals embark on a quest. In general, this may start off as one person on a mission, one of revenge or self-discovery, but over time the team grows and swells into an entity all its own. We have seen instances like this within Mushoku Tensei or One Piece. Along these tales, we have a central figure that embarks on a quest and a long journey. Our understanding of the characters is bolstered by those that we come to know and have become obsessed over during the course of this time. And alongside each, a journey that allows the audience to become not only immersed in the characters, but the goals they chase and the world in which they reside. Checking these boxes off alone does not precisely mean that a story of adventure is going to succeed in capturing an audience. There are those that may be simply seeking a show to decouple from reality with. For those seeking an added sense of depth, this is why they go on an adventure. Within the framework of shows like Mushoku Tensei, this adventure takes place in the form of an isekai. And similar to many other isekai, the underlying personality of the individual is along with them in the new world. This allows for an inner monologue depicting them learning the new functions of the realm, and by proxy allowing the reader to be caught up. This forms allow for a flurry of context and insight with such a small amount of episodes to work with for the first full season. And with One Piece, well, within the anime community knows the sheer amount of episodes that comes with the show. And both of these are the perfect sides of the spectrum for launching into this first true point of this breakdown in regards to DanMachi. An adventure story worth following needs time. We need to be introduced to the power mechanics, the laws of the society, and the natural world. An adventure story isn't just a depiction of the value and strength of a character. It is the flushing out and bringing to life of an entire society. With some, especially in the isekai genre, the type of story, along with that added to the past life knowledge, in many cases sets up the main to quickly explore and digest the world for us, the reader. However, in some, One Piece, there is a need for additional episodes to be able to set up the multitude of characters, especially when the world is so very convoluted. And this is the crux that has befallen DanMachi. When it came on the scene, the masses were marveled by the insane fights, but within Season 2, and for the majority of Season 3, that epicness seemed dwarfed by the sheer task of taking on the rock golem to Season 1. For the majority of Season 1, we see Bel explore the world and engage with the guild. Various tasks and accomplishments keep piling on his feet. The young man shows incredible growth, in which each triumph, the width of his reputation begins to grow, until the climactic battle, where young Bel's strength is placed on full display. With Season 1, we have the foundation, a core of Hestia and Bel, without really others around. Nostalgically, it seems so quaint to think back on them literally living in a ruined church, but those were the simple days. And that is what DanMachi did an astounding job of. Being able to take the entirety of a season to establish a prelude what would be the emergence of the little rookie. The final moment set up what would be an incredible arc to live up to. And fortunately, but unfortunately, that high mark would take multiple seasons to reach again. To my point, fortunately is self-explanatory. That is a hard mark to reach, and for many, they would expect the same level of action from the second season. And this is where the price of being the shield comes into play. Through our adventures with Belle and Hestia in this world, we have come to learn that the familia is basically a squadron belonging to a goddess or god of this world. The biggest and strongest are those where the children become stronger and recruit stronger allies to the cause. The beauty of season 1 is that we were able to focus on Belle and be able to better understand the mechanics of the world. But, like all true adventure stories, events unfold to lead to challenges the hero must face, which causes them to excel moving forward. As season 2 begins, we are at the crossroads of Belle making a name for himself, being friendly towards others that results in allies rallying to his side, and the story unfolding a world of political scheming by the gods causing impacts in the world of the mortals. This was best presented in a beast of a season, and one that many fell flat, and I do not blame those that left the series. I remember the seemingly long episodes of dialogue, but in Revisit, we see a splendid recruitment campaign. It was played seemingly for laughs, the severe debt that Hestia had to be placed into to procure her fellow goddess to develop Belle's first weapon. But this becomes a plot point once they seek to recruit first individuals to the Hestia familia. At first, the crowd is raucous, all wanting to join the team of the heralded little rookie that has been a buzz of the world. But then the alert of her debt becomes known, and the huge crowd of hundreds dwindles into nothing. And when trouble pops up, the familia of 2 has to recruit 3 members from other families. Now begins the underlying tone of season 2, that of the instances that lead to the official joining and Belle earning himself a ninja, a mason, a supporter, and a defensive unit. While each seemingly unimportant as far as stations, the fact that our mason is a red-haired tsundere bro all but allows the harem aspect to fall by the wayside. We have instead, however, something much better. Belle finds himself true friends, those he wants to protect, those he must become a shield for. Within Lily, there's a bit of a crush, but also someone that truly holds his existence strong in her heart. The lengths Belle went through to simply defend her has stationed her forever following his lead, strategizing what is best for the team and never leaving one alone, emphasizing Belle lead as a vice captain-like figure that could easily lead the direction of the group in Belle's absence. Welf is the bro we all need by our side. While being a wisecracking tough guy, once individuals are able to earn his respect, he opens them to a depth many are not witness to. He has high expectations for whoever he makes stuff for, and would never take requests from those he feels are beneath his level of quality. After engaging with Belle, not only does he leave his current group, but he becomes a mason for the familia as a whole, even taking on requests from supplementary members during the middle of a quest. Belle has someone he can rely on, and when forming an adventure crew, the right hand is necessary when embarking on arduous quests. Yamato! Oh, Yamato! Our brooding little ninja woman is first introduced as the perfect middle ground between Welf and Lily. She can serve at the vanguard and as support, and more importantly, she feels a strong sense of debt to those she feels she owes. And Belle has done that time and time again for one not within his crew. And upon finally embarking on a quest to rescue a young ramen, Magic Fox Ramen, Belle cements her loyalty to him and his cause, as the ramen is her childhood friend. Upon the mindset of the second season, Belle has garnered Lily officially, and Yamato and Welf as occasional members. And as the second half begins, we find ourselves in the pleasure district to save a young woman being forced into prostitution. The red light district is run by the Amazonians, and while amazing to look at, all hail waifu Queen Aisha. No awkward cough, I regret nothing. Do you see this waifu? This did continue the lackluster action that the masses crave, yet still delivering the world building that at least kept me interested. The successful endeavor brought Yamato officially into the fold alongside her rescued childhood friend, and while many did not keep track of DanMachi because of this slow season overall, I saw this as a much needed step the show would need in order to establish itself as a bright future within the weeb sphere. Those beleaguered and frayed after the second season unfortunately were not in for a third season that would allow them to return to form. In fact, this series seemingly needed one more important aspect to fully brand as potential juggernaut. A mission to add depth, a reason for the fighting. Up until now, Belle's cause for pushing forward was simply that he wanted to be strong as a chick that he was crushing on. There was no genesis upon his development of the guild with Hestia. And through the prior 25 episodes, it was Bell earning a name for himself. This isn't something to be taken lightly. One's name and hence their reputation sets the tone for their future as their familias. And as the name of the series reappears, Bell stumbles upon a young lass in a dungeon. While I will not get into who she is and the circumstances of her being, because huge spoilers all around, I can say that her engagement turned the world on its head. Up until now, there has been common sense to the reality of the line between humans and beastmen and the monsters that are spawned within the labyrinth. However, Bell's discovery throws everything into doubt, and that doubt is palpable. This searing species feud is one that cannot be easily rationalized by anyone, and even though Season 2 has introduced us to 4 new characters that have pledged themselves to him, such an engagement causes each one of them to falter on him, even Hestia. I choose not to depict this unfolding in the story because as the audience, we must digest the situation at hand in our own terms. It is not up for me to inform, but the ethical dilemma that Bell must push forward with only bolsters the person that we have witnessed up until this point. It enshrines his resolve, not as some warrior that can have super cool fights or a leader that can manage those that not accustomed to a style, but a hero. Not one that seeks fame or high honors, but one that protects everyone, no matter who they are. So many of my Nakama wrote the series off, and I would argue that they did so at the worst possible time. As Season 4 reaches its midpoint, we are left with one of the most brutal cliffhangers, and it feels this way because much of this season has felt like a return to Season 1 heights. Not to take away from Seasons 2 or 3, but the entirety of Season 4 has been primarily within a dungeon and has offered not only one insane baddie to fight, but 2, with the second bout extended to initiate the beginning of the second part of Season 4. In the aspect that Season 4 is split into 2 parts, giving a grand total of 24 episodes to the season, completes the circle that we have begun many years ago. In this extra half of the season, we can only build from here. Bell has been lifted into the stratosphere, but what can be coming is an entire season dedicated to his battle against the Juggernaut, and how his familia manages a monster of their own. Within the scenes, it brings a sense of excitement, of growth, of danger, of adventure. When this anime returns, it will be a delightful 35th birthday present for me, and with each episode, another brick to add to the layer of developed within this property. The journey to get there was exciting at first. It got difficult, I'll admit, but isn't that any great adventure? Whether you're watching or within one yourself, each moment seems like a new experience to grow, to defy fate, and sometimes get a wee bit lucky. And my friends, that is why you should watch DanMachi. Hey you! Yeah you! The amazing Nakama that made it to the end of our content. Hi, I'm the Dark Briton with the Runaway Warlords, and I'd like to personally say thank you for being able to check out our video. If you like what we have, go ahead and subscribe. That'll really be able to help you out. If you want to check out another video, we have one right here. And also, we have a lovely playlist for you to check out right there. I'm the Dark Briton of the Runaway Warlords. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. We'll catch you next time. Peace.